Hey, it's Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and it's Thursday. It is September 20th. This will be our chart lesson for the day, and this is going to wrap up our week. No chart lessons on Fridays. Also, uh, I've got another dentist appointment in the morning, so there will probably be no mid-morning chart on the website. I apologize. It's 2 Fridays in a row, but I've got some dental work going on, and Friday's my day, usually my morning. He wants to see me, so. Um, I'm pretty sure I will not be back here in time to do one. So I'm probably just going to take the day off tomorrow. Um, so if you don't see a mid-morning chart, you'll know why. And I may go ahead and if I find out tonight for sure, uh, I may just go ahead and post that I'm not going to do it. I may just take the day off. So anyway, just wanted to give you a heads up in case it's not there. Um, but let's go towards today's chart. Very interesting chart today. It's all uphill. Overnight, it really rocketed up, and that's too steep. And what you want to see is about a 45-degree angle, uh, really going from corner to corner. That's more healthy trend. This is pretty close, but this is actually a little flat, and this is probably more of a 45-degree right here. And what you'll notice here is that you got to be really careful entering here up here at this trend channel line, because going long on the other side of that line, unless we're going to get a measured leg up, which you might have considered that here, but you don't really get a good entry here. There's a small possibility right there. I could probably make that one green. It's a lower high. It doesn't break lower, but it is a lower high. I'll put a green arrow there so I remember to talk about it when I come back. But it's really dangerous going long up here. Then we come back, and it looks like maybe we're going to finally get back in the channel and move lower, and we get a failed second entry short, and it just moves higher once again, and we continue to move higher right into the close. So relatively interesting day, to say the least. Just remember that the one thing I got today, I got more than one email. People ask me why shorts failed. Don't short a strong uptrend. This is a very strong uptrend, and the odds are when we start going higher, we may get a measured leg. And if you measure this first leg, it's going to look something like that. And then we really started going higher about here, and you can see where that target is. We didn't quite get there. We missed that by a couple of points, probably a point or two, but that would have been a good target to be shooting for. And don't be trying to take any shorts in here, especially when it went steeper right here. When we got this steeper trend working up, uh, you would think that prices are going to work up here and then sell back down. But I wouldn't even risk trying to come back, because just like right here, this looks like, I mean, you could have got short here and it would have worked, but you would expect prices to come back down here. And we didn't even get back to the midline, and it bounces again. This was just one of those days. It's one of those strong days. So when the trend is strong like this, don't be trying to pick tops. Just don't do it. And you will have to send me an email asking me why short failed. Yeah, there's some in here that work, but it really turned into a strong trend when we started working higher from about here. You can see all the little bars and all the dojis and things, and even up here it was finding resistance along this trend channel line, but we pushed on through that, and we had to get through it a couple times before prices finally took on off. Of course, that was right at the close, and so it's a little bit different. But most of the trade, you had to be kind of patient early on. And then really from about 9 o'clock on, it was, there's plenty of trades in here. And just keep, stay with the trend. And even here, you can see that, even though this has a little bit of flat, and you can see where I've got the channel in here, and, it was really hard to say which one was going to win out. But you can see here this midline won out, and you've got another trend line, and off it goes. It takes on off. So obviously the brown two-tiered channel was the more dominant pattern, and it held, and even it wasn't strong enough to hold it. Prices continued higher after that. So don't fight the trend. But even though this is kind of flat here, you can see the EMA is still working higher. It's still pointed up and going to the right. That's an uptrend. Yeah, a lot of times you can trade it both ways, but you can see from about here on, we never really got below the EMA very much, except maybe just to push through it temporarily, just to trap some people on the wrong side. So don't try shorting these markets. If you can't find the long, just stay out of it. But when you start trying to pick these tops, you're going to get burned a lot. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, let's talk about the trades. You had to be patient this morning. 7 o'clock's right in here somewhere working up, and there's a failed second. This is a perfect reversal pattern that happened in the overnight. Notice the new low, then you've got your first entry, then your second entry bounces right off the EMA, nice bullish bar, and look at it go. That's a perfect reversal pattern. But by the time 7 o'clock hits, we've been away from that EMA since 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. And so that's a long time to be away from the EMA. So you got to be really careful. This did come back to the midline, and we came back to it again here. Both of these are, this is really your signal bar here though, and this is your signal bar here. Neither one of them are very good signal bars. This one's very bearish. This one's just kind of neutral to almost slightly bearish. And then you got a little breakout pullback long here, and it's not even off the midline. So you're better off to wait. In a minute, we'll get a correction, and notice what happens. You get this correction, you make a new high, pull back first entry down to the EMA, and right off the trend line, a second entry with a nice bullish bar. And it is a failed break out of that little trading range, so that's another reason to be looking for a possible long. You get a higher low here, but you don't have much room back into these highs across here. And so it's a little risky going long there. And there's a breakout pullback here, and you could consider that a failed second entry short because there's really kind of a double bottom across there. But it's just risky going long right there, right into the high of the day. Again, you could probably argue for that to be green, but if you'd taken it, you would have lost. So I just don't think you want to take a trade right up through here, right into the highs of the day without enough room to scalp out. So this one would have worked, and this one would have failed. So they're both pretty, relatively risky. And then of course we correct again. This is actually the first break of the two-tiered channel though, and it's a two-legged correction, which a lot of times, I say this over and over, it's usually the center of the pattern. So, and that's what it was today. It was the center of the pattern. Now the next leg is not quite as bullish, but again, measure that leg, come over here to the center of the pattern and look for that to be your target. And I've already showed you that once. And that's how you do that. And that gives you, that tells you that's probably where prices are going to try to go if indeed this is the center of the pattern, and we'll probably get another trend channel. And lately, usually you'll get one, they'll be steep, a little less steeper, and then a little flatter. But lately we've been having a steep one that flattens out, and then one that steepens up. They're liking this market. I mean, we close at 29.40, so we're halfway to almost to 3,000 now. This market just keeps on trucking. So anyway, you get that correction back. You get a second entry long right here, right where you would expect that trend line to be. And you could draw this. I drew this off the top first and drug it down, and I just placed it right there. It actually looks pretty good right across here. So when you put it down here and it bounces right there, then you probably got the right spot. And it bounces right off of that. You could use that for a signal bar. There's not much room back to the EMA, and there could be that there's a trend line right there. It doesn't work out to be that, but you got to be considering that. So you might have argued for this to be a failed break lower, but there's just not much room back to the breakout area or the EMA. You could argue for it to be green, but I think you're better off to wait. And notice we push through the EMA, we pull back, and we bounce right off of that original support area. You do get two matching bars there, but they're both very bullish. And this one's got a higher low than this one, and this one closes a little higher than that one. So if it breaks above there, we're probably going to run up and test the high and probably try to make a new high. And sure enough, that one takes off. You pull back right here and get another higher low, but it's right into those highs, and then you get a failed second entry short right there, but again, it's right into those highs. A lot of times that trap will push it on through, but and if this brown channel is actually valid, we're probably headed up to here, but at this point you don't know that it's not just going to get through this range, so I just say skip those. Then you actually do break out. It fails, of course. Even if it's going to continue on, somebody asked me this, even if these are going to continue on, they're probably going to pull back first. And so just like it continued on today, but it still acted like a failed breakout and pulled back. Here we broke out, it failed out the bottom. And generally that's what's going to happen. Even if prices are going to continue on, it's going to come back. But what will usually happen is it'll find support across this top if it was a failed breakout here. And if it was a failed breakdown, it'll find resistance across this bottom before it heads lower. And so a lot of that is just, you know, and somebody asked me, well, how do you know for sure if it's going to fail or continue on? And you don't know. You just got to follow the price action. And you got to assume that it's going to fail temporarily no matter what. And use that to judge whether you want to enter the failure back and ride it back into the range. So like here, that's not bearish enough for me. We're not really that far away from the resistance, so I'm not going to probably risk that one. But let it correct. It comes back. You get a close outside, move to a new low. And where does it bounce? It bounces right off of the previous support and this trend line. It confirms that trend line. That's like a confluence area. Look how bullish that bar is. Just go long one tick above that off, because you may let it break higher if you dropped a limit order right there on the top. It gave you a little more room before. It gave you just enough to get out before here. But we already pushed through there. Once you push through once, it's not as hard to push through again. So it's probably going to push on higher, which it does, and it kind of goes sideways. And you get a little failed break lower there, but you got a higher low here. It's probably going to come back. We're probably going to try to head up to here, so maybe they'll trap. And this, I like this one because it makes a nice trap. This big bearish bar will suck in all kind of people trying to think, oh, it's finally going to sell off. We got a lower high, but this is the little congestion area. It's going to snap back probably. So ride it back, and that's so you can enter there, and then you get a failed second entry short right here. And it actually went lower and probably trapped some more shorts, thinking they're smart, and it goes out the other side. Just go long right there. You might have had to ride this one out depending on where your entry was a little bit. But it continues on. And of course it comes back to here. And again, you could actually treat this like a little double bottom here. And so first entry short, second entry short. So it's like a failed second entry short. And it's a little bitty bar. It didn't close exactly on its high, but it's close enough. There's a little hidden second entry there as well. I like that one. Just, you know, we're still looking for prices to come back up and test and reach this trend channel line. And then it pushes up and gives you a little pull back, and it bounces off that trend line, confirms it, gives you a bullish bar. And a market that can't go lower is eventually going to go higher. This one is real close to being green because it is back into these highs here, but originally your highs were right here and we kind of pushed on through. So again, you could argue for this one to be green, but then it pushes out, pulls back, tests the trend line once again, tests the EMA again, and gives you a nice bullish bar. If you've got enough room to get out, take that trade long. And it comes back and tests it again here. But you're right up here into this bar now, and so you really don't have enough room. I wouldn't get in there. And comes back again, but it's right into that high. Then we just start going sideways. Just stay out of that purple area. That's too tight. We're just kind of going back and forth. I mean, if you're going to do anything here, you might want to go short. And you see every short would have failed. You would have just got burned. So you're just better off to stay out because you don't know what prices are trying to do here. Most likely, the buying's still strong, and there's enough people thinking, hey, we should be headed back to here, and it just kind of gets stuck in limbo until enough people give up, and then it pushes higher again. There's a little breakout pullback right there. Notice that's a double bottom, so first entry, second entry. Um, it didn't really break lower, but it is a lower high. So you might consider that one. Again, I think it's risky, but it's there. So, and of course we're way away from the EMA, and that's so tempting to take, but on a strong trend day, just skip it. Come down, we get a little close outside, we bounce. We just came off the highs and had what looks like maybe going to be an overshoot, so I wouldn't be trying to get long right here, even though I like that trade. We get a higher low here, but look how everything's trying to close back inside that trend channel line. But finally, you get a failed second entry short here and another bullish bar. So, and you got plenty of room before that eye, and really you've got a correction there. So I like that one just to push on up. The only problem is it gapped. Notice how it gapped over the EMA there. In other words, the bars don't overlap. Somebody asked me the other day they didn't understand how you could miss this trade because of the gap. Well, the way we enter is you wait for this bar to close and you drop a buy stop in there. You can't put a limit order above the market, so you can only enter on a buy stop, and that's the way we enter. When this bar closes, we drop if we like the setup, we drop our buy stop in there. But when it gaps over, it just keeps going. It doesn't, and it's already trading above that generally, so you don't have time to put a buy stop in there. This bar closes, this one opens, and it keeps going. And that's what usually happens. That usually means the market's moving extremely fast, and you won't have time to get that order in. And so if prices are trading up above where you're going to put your order, the only way you can enter would be with a limit order, because you can't use a buy stop below the current market price. So if this bar opens and is trading up a couple of ticks from where you want to enter, the only way to enter is with a limit order. And so you need to understand how those orders work, because that's critical to what we do. So if you don't quite understand that, I would Google CME orders and read the rules on them. But generally, we enter 90% of our trades on a buy or sell stop, one tick above or below our signal bar. If we're going long, it's one tick above. If we were coming short here, it'd be one tick below our signal bar. We'd drop a sell stop order in there. And if we're going long right here, we'd want to drop a buy stop order one tick above that bar, or one tick above that bar, or whichever one of these are. 95% of our trades will enter that way. Now, some of them, like this one, if it runs up here and we really like it, we can drop a limit order back here anywhere and hope it comes back. In this case, it didn't come back and overlap, so unless you were somewhere at least one tick above, and even then I'm not sure if it would have backed up and filled you, because it usually has to trade through a limit order. So you know, sometimes you can use a limit order to get a little more conservative entry, but the problem is that you'll miss the best trades, and this or the best moves, and that was a really nice move that you hate to miss, but you don't have any option. You know, because of the way the market acted, it moved real quickly. And so unless you could get a limit order in there in time for it to come back and fill it, then you're not taking that trade, because you can't, you know, if it's trading way up here, you can't chase the market. Don't ever chase the market. That is, you'll just lose, because most of these trades are designed to get exactly 4 ticks of profit. And a lot of times they'll get exactly what you need to get your 4 tick profit and get out, and you won't get 1 tick more. So we never enter late. We never chase trades. You know, I see people chasing trades all the time. They'll see this taking off and it's way up here, and they'll try to enter up here, and you know, and then it's taking off up here, and it's okay, well, I'll enter up here. I'm not missing this next part of the move, and then suddenly it peters out and it turns and it never comes back, and they get stopped out. And so never chase a trade, and never enter early and never enter late. You know, that's the other thing. If you're trying to enter before a signal bar closes, That's a horrible, horrible idea because you'll get fooled a lot of times. It'll a bar will start off looking very bullish, and then suddenly it'll right before it closes, it completely reverses and it's a negative bar. So they'll fool you. And so don't enter early and don't enter late. Not even one tick early or one tick late. So anyway, lots of trades today. You had to be a little patient. They were all kind of right in, most of them were right in this time period from maybe 9 o'clock to about 10:30 or so, and then it got quiet again. So, but that's the way the market does. It comes in spurts sometimes. I like it. I mean, this really, I wouldn't have called this a really strong trend until it starts working up into here. And then even here, it still will fool you because you think, okay, we've already run our gamut because we're right up in here in the trend channel line and we're just going sideways. So it's probably going to sell off, but don't gamble on that because if you try to say, hey, it's probably going to sell off and you're just gambling. You got to see it start to trend the other direction. And we never saw that really all day. It looks like it's going to here, looks like it's going to here, looks like it's going to here, but it never does. It just keeps working higher. And that's the way the markets do. And they will trick you and fool you multiple times. So stay away from, stay with the trend. The old saying, the trend is your friend. That's one thing you'll read in forums and books. It's true. The trend is indeed your friend. Um, So keep that in mind. But I'm going to wrap it up. We're done for the week. We'll be back again Monday. And again, maybe most likely no mid-morning chart tomorrow either. So you probably won't hear from me again until Monday. But I hope everybody has a great weekend. Hope you've had a good trading week. And we'll be back again to do it Monday. But I'm done for today. This is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com. And we'll see you next time.